Paul Lima, MS Wire here. I've got a few minutes before I talk to a client about formatting her book for self-publishing. So I just thought I would try to make a somewhat upbeat MS video. As you know, if you go to Paul Lima, L-I-M-A, paullima.com/MS, you can see other videos about multiple sclerosis. I have a disease I can't pronounce that I've made. My last 3 or 4 have been kind of downers. And I said in my last one, I wouldn't make any more videos unless I could be upbeat. Not that I would ever be upbeat about having MS. I'm still allowed to be angry, whatever, with the fact that I have it. That and a new daily persistent headache, my neurologist says, may or may not be part of my MS. Doesn't really matter. I have multiple sclerosis and I have a freaking headache. It wears away at one. Which is why today I want to talk about physical versus mental or emotional. Not a heck of a lot you can do about the physical if you have MS. I mean, you can take drugs, you can try diet, there's certain operations that you can have. Some of the operations have actually killed people. I've got people feeling worse than they were before they took it, and they've helped some people. Everything with MS seems to be a crapshoot. People on meds, some of them feel a little better, or they feel they're not getting any worse. Some of them have negative reactions. The doctor will call and say, hey, get off the med, your liver's about to implode or explode or whatever livers do. Crapshoot. So you change your med and you hope for a better result. Some people on diets like the Walls Protocol and other diets are doing okay. You know, it seems to put their MS into remission. Doesn't cure it, but seems to put it on hold. I know some people on the diets, and from what they say, they're fairly strict about it. And there's no improvement. They may not be getting worse, so maybe that's an improvement. I've had MS for just over 20 years now. First 15, hey, piece of cake. Relapsing, remitting MS. I would have hits and then they would go away. Literally went away after my first hit, which lasted about 1.5 years. Went away for 2 years. In fact, the doctor said to have multiple sclerosis, you need a second hit. So maybe I didn't have multiple sclerosis. Bang, you get a second hit. What do you know? But for 15 years, I could work with or around the hits. I'm a writer-trainer, and I was able to write and train. Last 6 years, between the headaches, loss of balance, legs weakening, I lack focus and the ability to concentrate. I work hard to concentrate and focus. I'm writing my 4th novel now. But that brings me to the point I want to make. For about 6 months, I didn't do anything with this novel. I was depressed. I worked very hard not to take my MS out on the people around me. I didn't realize I was taking it out on myself. I mean, I walk the dog sometimes twice a day because my wife is busy doing the domestic stuff that I can't do. So I take my headache and my cane and we walk. And we sit when I need to sit and rest. But I couldn't do anything for myself. You know, don't walk the dog, he's going to pee on the rug or crap on the rug. So you got to take him out. So I walk the dog. But I really can't do much of anything else around the house. I don't have the physical strength to do it. My wife cleaned some drapes and I held the draper rods when she took them down and put them up. You know, simple stuff like that. And hey, I know there are people with MS who would say, you can walk your dog? Holy crap, you know, because they're in wheelchairs or scooters and they can't walk their dog and they don't have a dog to walk. But I think you get the point. There are people who are worse off physically than I am. Not saying I'm good or I like where I am physically, but that's like saying, oh, I'm good with MS. I'm not, but I have it. Not much I can do about the physical, but the mental. 6 months, didn't write a word on my book. Why? Because emotionally, mentally, I was down. I was depressed. And hey, I might get there again someday. But what I want to say to you is, if you can't do anything about the physical, do yourself a favor. Don't let the mental drag you down. Now, what I need to combat the mental is a project. But I had the book, but the mental was so deep and severe that I couldn't work on the book. I got some help. Now, I didn't see a therapist. I met another person with MS. He's got a great sense of humor. He was a pianist. MS has taken away his ability to play the piano, but he's taught himself how to sing, and he's got some great songs on YouTube. I'll put in a link below, and you can go if you want to hear this chap with MS sing his heart out. He's got a great voice. Anyway, I thought, he's not playing the piano because MS won't let him do that, and he's found something else to do, something that he loves, something that he worked hard at to get better. You'll hear him, you think, hey, this guy's a good singer. Initially, he wasn't. He's had to work hard at it. My fingers still work. My brain still works. I can write my story. But I had to meet this guy and see what he did to overcome his limitations, to say to myself, man, you are really freaking depressed. You're doing nothing to overcome your limitations. You're not even overcoming limitations you don't have. So what I want to say to you today is MS is both physical and mental. Now, I hope it's not severe physical for you, but even if it is, there may not be anything you can do about it. But if you are feeling down, depressed, angry, pissed off, first of all, please don't take it out on anybody around you. They don't deserve it. And secondly, don't take it out on yourself. I mean, with the help from this fellow whose name is also Paul. I'm Paul Lima, by the way. I should have said that off the top. I moved out of my mental depressed state. I'm writing the book. The last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been writing like crazy. You may need some professional help. You may need some medication. It's not a sign of weakness, just like your MS is not your fault. You don't have MS because you're a weak person. The mental depression, now let's call it what it is. I was depressed. MS can bring that on, and even if the MS doesn't bring that on, you can have that, because who's going to feel happy about having MS? So I'm here today to say to you, do what you can, and there may not be much you can do about the physical. Do what you can, and there's a lot you can do about the mental. Whether you have to see somebody professionally, whether you have to go on meds, whether you need to just say, here's a project, something that can engage me. And that's what I find. I'm engaged in my book. But I had to become aware of my state of being. So I hope this helps you become aware of your state of being if you are down, if you are depressed. Get over it. Now that's easy to say. It's not easy to do. So I'm not snapping my fingers and saying, there, you're over it. I'm snapping my fingers and saying, there, you're acknowledging it, and that is the beginning of the end. Because once you acknowledge the way you are feeling, you can start to do stuff about it. I had many conversations with Paul. I listened to his music. I looked at what he was doing in relation to what I was not doing. And it helped me realize why I was not doing what I want to do. I've been a writer for like 45 years. I love writing. Now, I can't write for clients anymore. I don't have the ability to focus. I don't have the energy to be engaged. I can't train clients anymore. Well, forget about if the pandemic didn't exist, standing in a room with a group of people, I'd be on my feet for maybe 5 minutes and then I'd be exhausted. I'd have to sit down. I don't have the physical energy or the mental capacity to do the writing or training. And I'm okay with that. I understand that limitation. But write my book, my brain works, my fingers work. Why did I stop writing? The book's called Family Tree. It's a historical fiction. Why did I stop writing that? I had to acknowledge, you, Paul, are depressed. You feel like shit. And it's having an impact on what you do or what you're not doing. Other than walking the dog, I sat on the couch. Do a little bit of social media. Now, I walk the dog, I sit in front of my computer, I work on the book, and then I walk the dog again in the afternoon. My goal, 2-3 hours a day. I have the energy to do that. I have the ability to do that. But I had to acknowledge that I was not doing it because of the way I was feeling, and then I had to work on my feelings and overcome them in order to get back doing what I want to do. I'm not saying just because you have MS, you're depressed as hell and aren't doing anything. I know a lot of people who have MS who are doing a lot of stuff. They're doing volunteer work. They're doing community service. They're holding groups where people with MS meet, and they're coordinating the groups, chairing the meetings. So I'm not saying everybody who has MS is depressed. I am saying some people who have MS are depressed because of their MS. Depression is literally one of the symptoms. Or they're depressed because they're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Hey, for 15 years I was okay. Last 6 years? Crap. Got the headache, legs are weakening, need to sit down when I walk the dog. I'm tired of feeling that way. But I can't do much about it except combat the being tired of feeling that way. Except combat the doing nothing because I feel like crap. So, if you have any thoughts, any comments, feel free to email me, Paul M.S. Lima, L-I-M-A, paulmslima@gmail.com. Tell me how you're doing. Love to hear from people. Go to my website, paullima.com. If you want to look at my books, go to paullima.com/books. And if you want a PDF of any book that you see, including the novels, book of short stories, or any of the other books there, email me and say, hey, I'd like a PDF of book title, and I will send you the book, no charge. If you go to paullima.com/MS, you can see my other MS videos, and you will see in the last couple that I made, I was down. Now I'm up. Will I be down again at some point? Maybe so, but I am trying to be more aware of it. I am trying to stay mentally alert and stable. I am trying to do what I want to do. And that means I have to work hard to overcome the mental instability that held me back. The physical, not much I can do about it. And if you have MS and are doing something that's helping you physically, I applaud you. Great, do it. If you have MS and you're being held back physically, do yourself a favor. Please don't let it hold you back mentally or emotionally. Work on what you can work on. Not easy to do. Easy to say, not easy to do. I had to go through 6 months of hell to come out on the other side. I'm hoping if you're hearing me speak that you can say, I'm going through hell, but I'm going to shortcut it. I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to see somebody. I'm going to talk to my doctor about meds. I'm going to talk to somebody about what's going on through my head. I'm going to acknowledge my state of being, and I'm going to work to change it. Whether that means you get involved in a project, do some community work, some volunteer work, some stuff with your family that you've been avoiding, whatever. I wish you well physically and mentally. Take care. Again, this is Paul Lima, MS Warrior, feeling much more upbeat than he has for the last few months. Wishing you all the best. Take care. Bye now.